They say swimming with sharks can be the experience of a lifetime, but for the WAFL Eagles, it was something far less enjoyable, with East Fremantle proving too strong on the weekend, running away 125-point winners down at New Choice Homes Park. Welcome to the WAFL Show, and this week we welcome back Hamish Brayshaw, but we wish it probably was under more positive circumstances.
Yes, Jared, good to be back. Obviously, this is becoming a bit of a common occurrence. Much looking forward to the day we win and bring a celebration cake in or something on the WAFL Show, but yes, another unfortunate loss.
Tell us, what was your assessment of the game?
125 points, you can't sugarcoat it. It's not a great game. They were too good on the day for us, I think. They're more experienced side. We've had probably half our team has played less than 10 WAFL League games. So when you're going up against a strong side and an up-and-coming side like East Freo are, it's always going to be tough. But yeah, not making any excuses. 125 points, we've got to be better than that. And fingers crossed, going forward, we can bounce back.
And what did the Sharks do well? Talk to us a bit about their structures and their ball movement.
Yeah, they had a pre-season game against us in the year when they sort of shaped around the back and went out the open side, and that really seemed to work. And they tried to do that again, but I think the big thing for them was just their score off our turnover. We had a few costly fumbles and a few errors that they really capitalised on, and the way that they used the ball going forward. And when they did get it in there, John O'Marsh and guys like that and Hugh Dixon, they looked really dangerous and really promising going forward. So it was pretty tough to stop and reflected on the scoreboard.
Let's take a quick look at that. There were 25 goals on the day, but unfortunately 22 of those went to the home side. Singles to Xavier O'Neill, Jack Wilson and Michael Humble, but Jonathan Marsh, he was so dominant up forward with 7 goals. On the disposal side of things, Xavier O'neill had one of his best performances of the year for us, 34 touches, a season high, and 9 tackles. Ben Johnson was our general down back for the game. He had 29 touches, also a season high. And Braden Ainsworth, he was serviceable as always, with 23 touches and 6 marks.
Yeah, it was. We kicked the first goal of the game, so I thought we kicked it and we thought, geez, we're on here, and then they piled on 17 or something unanswered, which wasn't great. John O'Marsh was very, very good, kicked 7, a very, very strong player. But yeah, Xavier O'neill I thought was really good, led the way in the middle. Ben Johnson really took that step up with the absence of our AFL backs, and then Braden Ainsworth obviously ticks it over as he always does. So a few shining lights in an otherwise pretty dismal performance.
And after the game, we caught up with senior coach Daniel Pratt for a bit of a post-game discussion.
Not the ideal day at the office, mate. How'd you see it all unfold?
Yeah, it was a frustrating day. Obviously, the scoreboard was pretty heavy in the end, the loss, but really proud of the effort that the guys ended up putting in. We had a lot of guys who never played footy together, so some of them actually met each other for the first time today with some of the injuries and outs we've had. So to go in at half time, we were a fair bit down, but the way I thought they fought on in the third in particular, and then the last probably just ran out of legs. We had only 2 rotations after half time, so it was a really tough day, but I don't think we lacked effort.
Talk about those inclusions that we just met into the side. I believe one of them signed on for the entire year, and a couple of top-up players from Swan Districts.
Yeah, so we had two of the young Swan Districts players come down and have a run around with us. They'll stick with us for probably 3 or 4 weeks as part of a development of their career, and hopefully get them playing some really good WAFL for Swannies. And then we had a guy from Wembley came down, Chris Pornich, who got a shot on goal today, just couldn't finish off. Would have got the boys up and about just on half time, but a really good effort from those guys to come down, and I thought they played their roles.
Now, Hamish, it's time for a different sort of captain's calls this week. Talk to us a bit about player turnover, as the coach has mentioned. How does that affect cohesion? Are they even with the squad often?
Well, yeah, it's interesting. We've got 21 or 22 on our list now at WAFL level, and we're actually a really tight group of guys. But in terms of the continuity in our training, we if not for the fact that Geordie Loxley got 3 guys to come in and play train on Friday for a captain's run and then play on the weekend, we would have only been able to play with 19 on the field. So it's tough to get that continuity, but fingers crossed, we're sort of gelling together, and as we move along, it should that connection should grow.
And taking a more positive track, Hammer, tell us, who do you think might be in the top 3 in that kind of conversation for the BNF at this time of the season?
Well, yeah, that's tough to sort of gauge, considering the amount of games we've lost and the way we're sort of playing this year. But a few guys that have caught my eye, obviously Xavier O'Neill, we mentioned him before. He's only played a few games with us, but when he does, he sort of comes back and shows that I think he's probably a bit too good for WAFL level, and will press his case for AFL selection. And then Braden Ainsworth's another one, and these two are sort of guys that'll be up and down, emergencies, playing and the rest of it, so I'm not sure we'll see too much of them. But then another guy who's really sort of impressed me coming forward this year is Callum Jameson. The way he's sort of developed from last year to this, he's really taken a leap, and well, pun intended as a ruckman, but he's come a long way this year, and I expect him to go really well going forward.
Now, we have no WAFL game this weekend as we have the bye, so make sure you're all tuning into the AFL game this Sunday, 2:40 p.m, as we take on the Crows. Should be a cracker.